Hey everyone, myself Meghna Mantha, the co-founder of Teen Chapter.
And myself, Manaswini Mantha, the co-founder of Teen Chapter. Teen Chapter is an organization that focuses on featuring teen startups, youth-led organizations, and teen entrepreneurs.
Today we have Portia, the founder of the Recharge Project, on our conversation. The Recharge Project is a non-profit organization formed to provide long-term therapeutic support to children who have experienced the loss of a parent or a primary caregiver. The point of the organization is not to fix loss, but rather to bring school-age children together who might be isolating themselves or their feelings, shine positive light on their healing journey, and build meaningful relationships. Hi, Portia. Welcome to the conversation.
Hi, thank you guys for having me.
Yes. So would you like to tell our viewers a bit about yourself and your background?
So just a little bit about me. I am the founder and CEO of the Recharge Project Incorporated. It is a 501c3 nonprofit here in the US. Outside of running the nonprofit, I also am a primary caregiver. I work in medical field. I am a nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse for about 10 years. So my primary background is pediatrics. So I have loved kids pretty much from day one. So I work with kids since day one. I've been a support system with them since day one. And this is pretty much my passion. So working with kids, helping people, shining light on mental health and the importance of mental health awareness is pretty much the bulk of who I am.
That's amazing. Anybody will speak to you, they will recognize or sense that you love kids because the way you speak, it's so amazing, so energetic. I absolutely love your background story and everything. Would you like to tell the background of Recharge Project and how did you start?
Absolutely. So it started as a project in my home. So feel free to check out our website, theRechargeATL.org. But pretty much it tells a little bit about our story. In 2017, I lost my stepfather. My little brother was 8 years old at the time, and he was having a little bit of difficulty overcoming that loss. When I say that, it wasn't more so that he was depressed and down. It was more so that he didn't want to talk about it. So we tried to figure out ways that we can get him to discuss what it was that he was feeling, because of course we knew that he was feeling something. And working in pediatrics, working in the ER, I always saw kids come in, suicidal kids coming in, feeling like they're isolated, feeling like no one listens to them. So on that spectrum, I was like, I don't want to ever have to treat my brother because he feels as if he doesn't have anyone to talk to in the home. So we started these little projects at home where I would ask him a question about his dad, or I would have him to write a letter to his dad in his journal. And it became a little project of ours, and we started doing it monthly. And then we just had a dream for it to become a little bit bigger. So I decided to start a nonprofit. Starting a nonprofit has always been something on my list, but after the traumatic experience of losing our father, I became kind of stuck in a deep, dark place and trying to figure out how can I give back to my community and pour into a community that really, really needs it. And so many times we have kids in the community that have experienced the loss of a parent, but what resources do we know of that actually help these kids? So we took him to counseling. He did therapy for a little while. The therapist said he was doing great, but one day he had a breaking moment and he freaked out, and it freaked me out. So all I could see was those little kids that were in the ER that were suicidal, And that tore me apart. So I said, we have to do something. So monthly, we started doing these projects, and we decided that we were going to dedicate that weekend to talking about whatever is going on, talking about loss, talking about grief. And a formation of the Recharge Project is pretty much to get other kids doing the same thing that I wanted my brother to do. So we grieve out loud. We talk about it. We discuss whatever it is that they may have on their minds, any questions, any frustrations that they may have about loss. And I do always encourage the parents that are involved in our groups, this is not therapy, this is therapeutic support. So we talk about it, but you can also go to therapy, but it's always great to have a community of people long-term, and not just in the acute phase of what's going on, just to support you and feel like you can connect to them.
First of all, we're very sorry for your loss. And the second thing is that, yes, there are a lot of children who are depressed, who feel like isolating themselves from the world. And I'm really happy for what you're doing, helping the kids out there. It's really amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So how did you come up with the name, The Recharge Project?
So I love that question. It's so much. So I tried to figure out, it took me a long time to really figure out what did I want to name this? And I wanted to be strategic about it. And I took forever. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to pray about it. I prayed about it, took a nap, woke up, and I was like, you know what? The Recharge Project. So many, it's all about energy healing. So I feel like when we come into this world, we have this, especially children, they have this bulk of innocence. And so there's this innocence that's torn into small pieces as things happen. Life happens, trauma happens, grief happens, death happens, and it just tears a little bit of piece of us. And we don't know how, sometimes we don't know how to pause ourselves and reflect on what's going on and recharge in the moment. So I came up with the Recharge Project so that not just, when something bad is happening, but even in those high moments, we still take a moment once a month, every third Saturday of the month. We're hanging out, we're thinking about what we need to mentally recharge our minds, our bodies, our souls, in order to get through the rest of the month, in order to get through the rest of the year, in order to build those healthy coping mechanisms so that we can, make it through the rest of our lives. So that's pretty much where it comes from.
That's an amazing name. Very apt and accurate for what you're doing. It definitely happens. Like even for teen chapter, we have thought a lot of names, but someday, some random day, I just woke up and I'm like, okay, teen chapter, maybe it could be a good name, and it actually is. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did give us a really good feedback on the name and all.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Right. What are some of the programs or services you offer?
So, of course, our top program is our community outreach here in Atlanta. Every third weekend, we have an event. That event is pretty much any child that is enrolled in the program. They go out. We usually choose some activity, whether it's paintball, whether it's bowling, whether it's painting, with a twist, whatever it is. We go out into the community, we have fun, we have meaningful conversations, we pick a topic, and we discuss how they're feeling. We discuss how important it is to reflect on how you feel and how important it is to learn how to articulate how it is that you feel. So we pick a topic, we have fun, we debrief afterwards, and we do it all over again. So our events is the bulk of everything that we do. And we do fundraising, of course. We do fundraisers periodically just to raise money because we don't want any of our kids to have to pay for anything. So fundraisers, scholarship opportunities that are coming soon, and of course our mentorship. And we mentor not just the kids, but we also mentor other organizations on how to incorporate and the importance of mental health programming and mental health advocacy into their already established programming.
Yes, I definitely agree the fact that we should actually inculcate all the activities in a child, like in a child's daily life when they're feeling very low and all. So yeah. So how are you planning to bring awareness on mental health issues?
So for the most part, every single event we talk about, whether it's stress, whether it's stress triggers, whether it's grief and overcoming it, every single month we pick a topic and we elaborate on that topic. So that is first and foremost how we raise awareness within our own community, but also I partner with other organizations internationally. In Africa, primarily, as you can see, our courage hoodie. So we also partner with organizations internationally, and I educate their founders and their team on how important it is to have a healthy mental state so that you can go out into the community and be able to encourage mental health advocacy in their own community.
That's amazing. Do you want to highlight about your volunteer opportunities?
Volunteer opportunities. So we definitely, I'm very, very, very particular about my kids. However, we have volunteer opportunities. We are always open. We welcome volunteers with open arms to hang out with our kids. The main thing we like to do is create a realm of consistency. So it is a nice little vetted process to become a volunteer with the Recharge Project. But once they do, everyone that volunteers with us, they love it, because not only are you helping these kids heal, but you're also healing at the same time. Because of course, we're in the middle of a pandemic. People have lost, they've experienced loss, and we adults haven't even figured out how to navigate how to navigate loss, period. So it's really great to see these kids talk about grief and talk about their grief journey in a really powerful way. So we have sign up online. You can always DM us on Instagram or Facebook to get involved. We do background checks, of course, and then there's a little small training, and we're always open for volunteers.
That's amazing. Do you have any international partners? If you do, please elaborate.
Yes. So we have a couple of international partners. The main person that you guys probably saw on our website is Papa's Hands Foundation. We do a lot of work over in Uganda. So we started out with them last September. And it was really exciting because September is actually Michael, my stepfather's birthday. So for his birthday, we wanted to do something really big. So we partnered with this organization. Didn't know where it was going to go, but eventually it turned into something great. So we have Recharge Uganda. And so we have attracted so much attention with Recharge Uganda. As a base, we go out into the community and we talk about mental health issues. We also, every third weekend, synchronize some topic and host an event over there as well. So recently we just started a class, a cohort, to also reach out to 3 other organizations in Zambia, in Ghana, and also in Rwanda. So we have some great things coming soon. But we definitely internationally reach out to people because we need to spread the knowledge of mental health awareness all over the world.
Right, absolutely true. It's so good to see Recharge Project expanding, going in different countries, and I'm so happy that a lot of kids are getting help, and you're doing such an amazing job.
Thank you so much.
And what are some upcoming events you have planned for Recharge Project? One of it, I think, you've mentioned about scholarship opportunities and all. Do you want to elaborate a bit on that as well?
So eventually my goal is to also add scholarship opportunities to the platform so that we can be able to assist kids that are grieving the loss of a parent with going to school. It's very difficult, especially when you've lost one parent and you're used to two parent incomes. That's very difficult to transition. So that's something that I've really been working on for the last couple of years. And something that's going to fund that is our fundraisers, of course. So we have an upcoming fundraiser outside of the scholarships that we plan to do to help kids financially support their educational journey. It's called Bow Ties and Tutus. So Bow Ties and Tutus is Bow Ties and Tutus to remember you. So it's pretty much around Valentine's Day. It's really sad when you love somebody, but you want to show love at the same time, but we do memorable events at that. So we'll be having our third annual, it'll be our third anniversary. However, last year, because of COVID, we had to do some little tweaks. So Bow Ties and Tutus is definitely a big event that we have coming up in February around Valentine's Day. And then another thing that we love to do is community service outreach into the local community as well as abroad. We do healing through giving. So we work with the local homeless population. And right now we're in our Socktober. So we are taking, we're taking socks for the homeless, and then we also do a drive for jackets, scarves, and everything that they may need. So those are our three hot projects right now.
That's a lot of fun things you've planned for Recharge Project. I'm sure the kids are enjoying it.
Yes, they love it. And then last weekend we actually had a bonfire. It was amazing. They got to write little small notes that we'll put in the little baggies for the Socktober. So I think it's always great to have kids give back to the community. So I think they're really excited and they'll really appreciate that in the long run.
That's amazing. So the last question for this conversation is, do you have any open positions right now in your organization?
So actually, we do have one board position open. I'll be posting that soon. We have a board position opening coming up as we finish out our fiscal year. So we'll definitely be looking for a new treasurer. And then, of course, we're always looking for volunteers. And that's volunteers, whether you want to be an advocate for the organization and share and like posts, or if you want to physically come in and hang out with us monthly on a consistent basis.
That's so great. Do you want to add, like we've come to the end of the conversation, so do you want to tell anything to our viewers in terms of mental health or any advice you would like to give?
Absolutely. So first, I want to thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It means the world. But all I want to say is that it's so important for you to continue to do what it is that you do and advocate for your community. It's so important for whatever you're going through and whatever situation that you're having, talk about it, grieve out loud. That is the most courageous thing you could ever do, is to talk about what it is that you're going through and seek help whenever you need it. And that is literally what we stand for. So thanks for having me. And that's my last little tidbit.
Thank you so much for being on this conversation. It was so amazing talking to you. We have learned so much, and you're doing an absolute wonderful job, until whatever you're doing in terms of mental health or providing kids with the resources they need during hard times. It's speechless. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're right. I know I'm saying something, but I'm so happy, talking to you and all. Manu, do you want to add on to something?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And as Meghna said, it's really amazing work that you're doing. You're helping kids out there who feel depressed and all, and it's really necessary for them, and all the knowledge you're sharing. It's really awesome, and we'd love to see you expand and even to India.
Absolutely, absolutely. Feel free to let me know. You can email me. As with anybody else that's viewing, they can email me, reach out to our pages, theRechargeProject.org. Follow us on Instagram at The Recharge Project. We're always open to donations. They are tax deductible. So we are always looking for partnerships. We're always looking for collabs. We're always looking for growth and expansion.
That's so good. So thank you, Portia, for being on this conversation. We've thoroughly enjoyed everything. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.